Okay, I'm in SDR or PP. Okay, about here. I'm on version 1.2.1. Just a couple things I wanted to mention. You can manually put the gigs, megs, Ks, and points in there, and then you can also, what I found is that if you want to arrow back and forth, scan through, you can go here and you can drag this, but if you're also carefully in that area, you can use the right arrows and the left arrows to pan across. So that's a handy way of going across. You can also zoom in, like say you want to narrow in on, like say, that area. You can just basically bring this zoom level up, and you're looking at a smaller area there. Again, you can drag back and forth. If you hit this bullseye, it basically goes to the middle. So if I were to click on, like say there, it brings that over to the middle, and that shows that that's bullseye at this point. But you can still move it back and forth and pick a new spot. Another very handy thing is, I've got a bunch of these in here right now. Right here, there's the frequency manager, and you can add different sections. You can see here the all Z-Wave is where it's sitting there right now at 920, and I've got all Z-Wave. I've got this one is the one right here, so that's all Z-Wave long range, and that's what they listed at as being at that. But I also found that it more realistically, the long range is at this point here, so I put that, which is the same as the Z-Wave mesh. So these are the two frequencies for Z-Wave mesh, but this is the one I notice the most when I activate different things. You can bring the max, you can bring up here, and it shows in the waterfall. What you see up here is just turn sideways down here at each level across. So if we bring that back down, we see less on the waterfall. And you can bring the dirt under at the bottom up and down. So you can basically get that so it's low, and then you're just looking at what's above there. Trying to, in here, we pick RTL SDR from the options that are available there. And what I actually have is a NOELEC, this guy here, NESDR Smart V5. Let's see here, what else? The gain. You can bring the gain up to just the level where it's good for you, of course. Here's the different radio styles. What I found is you just have to play around. It really is, I think, the bandwidth that you're looking at up here. So if I go to, for instance, what was a good one, LSB, you can see that it's the left sideband or something like that, okay? So you can also drag that and narrow it. So you're looking at that same bandwidth here that you can pick exactly. And that gets saved with the settings when you save them down in here. So if I pick, for instance, maybe Insteon, and if I edit that, you can see here the bandwidth is this width here, and left side band is this here, because it's not in the middle, it's looking at what's to the left. What else do we have here? So if I think it's possible to, you can go to, let me just show that a minute too. There is a forum on Discord. Thought I was in there. Hang on a sec. Actually, before I show that, there is a user manual, and it's sitting at SDRpp.org. So that's SDRpp++.org/manual.pdf, and it's a great manual. In there, I believe, is where I found the Discord. I might have to go back to page 1. Yeah, there it is right there. So, sorry, that is the manual and the main site. Let's see here. Troubleshooting 69. Let's see if we got that. Yeah, here's the Discord server here. So you can accept the invite. And then you can ask your questions in here. So basically there's the SDR++, read the rules, and all kinds of where you can ask questions, that sort of thing. And getting back to SDR++, again, this is the waterfall area, so that's any of these turned sideways. The other thing is, if you want to slow down what you're seeing here and slow down the waterfall coming down, over here there's this FFT frame rate. So if I, for instance, I'll show you, I'll bring this down a bit so we can see what's, up a bit, so I can see a bit more information here, make it easier to see. So if I change the frame rate, if I go down with that, like say to 1, you can see how slow it goes, and also the waterfall moves very slow. Might be a little bit handy for if you need to troubleshoot a certain way. If you need to zoom in a little bit more, you just bring this number up, and you can get a lot of frame rates, pretty good speed, and see more what's happening in here if you need to. Again, so if I want to reduce what's in the waterfall itself and increase, let's zoom in. If I want to increase what I'm seeing here, and if I want to bring more of the floor in to where the dirt is, and that yellow is a copy of the blue signal. It's just a bit slower, slowed down. I believe that's this FFT size. Nope. Somewhere in here, I'll just put on hold a sec. The FFT smoothing, and if I click this on, you really see what happens here at 1. It basically takes a snapshot and very slowly reduces it down, so you have a chance of seeing what's happening, and so almost like a snapshot mode. If I bring this up, it just slows down really what it's showing. And if I turn the FFT hold off, you're just seeing the actual blue signal. And if that were to change, let me if I can show it again. If that were to change in value, then the FFT hold, basically you can't see the blue underneath there, but the yellow is holding on to the pattern. think that covers that. Now, as I understand, you can set a port and do like this will act as a server to another copy of SDR++ running on another machine, which you can then run to this IP and this port and see it on that other machine.